So Monet going into season 2, we're gonna see her flexing some of her independence, a lot more compared to season 1. She'd want to start running things her way, not Lorenzo's, and with Mecca introducing himself into her life, or maybe even reintroducing himself, because they may well have a history, who knows. We'll get to that later on in the video when we talk about Mecca and Monet's relationship, because they will be in bed together. It's gonna cause this whole power struggle between Monet and Lorenzo, and we're gonna start to see this Tejada split and divide. We're gonna see Kane, who's most likely gonna find this respect that he's been looking for with Mecca. How will Diana and Drew react to Monet's relationship and decision making? And this whole situation is gonna get even more messy if and when Lorenzo is released from prison. But away from the power struggle, she's shown us that she wants to protect Zeke at all costs. But what happens if he snitches? What's her reaction gonna be when another body connected to Stansfield is found dead, which is Jabari? We're gonna get into all things Monet, as well as tie Lorenzo into this character breakdown, and eventually come to what I think we could see Lorenzo vs Mecca being set up at the back end of season 2, but first we need to lay the foundation of Monet and Lorenzo's characters before we get there. So we're gonna dive deep into what we can expect for both of these characters, their relationships, the power struggle, and this Tejada family split going into the second season of Power Book 2 Ghost. But of course, if you're new to the channel and you haven't done so already, then remember to smash the subscribe button if you want to see everything Power Book 2 Ghost and Power Universe related. But let's have a look at Monet's character description, which has been taken away from the synopsis for season 2. Now with the two murders involving Stansfield, Monet has to question if Tariq is what's best for her family, as she seeks to protect her nephew's basketball career at all costs. Her kids Diana and Drew question her moves as she grows more distracted, especially when Monet goes as far as trusting Kane again, despite his actions against the family. In doing so, Monet is going to find herself in bed with Mecca, a man who wants to show her a new world, potentially at the cost of destroying her old one, forcing Monet to lean on Tariq, who must decide what he really wants and what's he going to sacrifice to get it. And just to add to this character description, Lorenzo tells us that he's the patriarch of the Tejada organization. Lorenzo has been calling the shots for the drug organization, even from the inside. But as Monet continues to flex her independence and a desire to protect their kids from the game, Lorenzo needs to control, brings them into conflict. Lorenzo becomes more intrigued by some secrets that Monet's been keeping from him, and a conflict begins to grow and threatens to split the Tejada family in two. And we all know from season 1, Lorenzo likes control, he likes making the decisions. If we were to go through a few scenes between Lorenzo and Monet in season 1, it was clear who the boss was. Even though Lorenzo was inside, he was still making the decisions and running things. We saw her taking orders from Lorenzo with working with the GTG because of his relationship with Big Guap, who took a bullet for him. He made sure that it was Drew who went to speak to Lil Guap and not Kane. And we saw Monet not trusting his decision in sending Drew because she sent Kane to look over him. So there has also been that trust issue with Lorenzo's decision making from Monet's side. Later on in the season, we also saw Lorenzo telling Monet to let Diana go to school, and even when Kane messed up, he told her go and get Kane back because they needed him. So she does go back to Kane and admits that he's the way he is because she made him that way. But then she found out that he killed Ramirez. But Lorenzo is someone who needs control of the Tejada organization. But in season 2, Monet is going to be making her own decisions and choices when it comes to the family business. And this is where we're really going to see a power struggle between Monet and Lorenzo. This is going to be one of the main key storylines when it comes to the Tejadas in season 2. We're going to see Monet accepting Kane back into the family, as we saw from this teaser. She tells Kane and Tariq that they're all back in business together, but this is going to start to raise some questions with Diana and Drew, and they're going to start to question the decision making. They know that Kane is a loose cannon and let their family down on more than one occasion in season 1, but I think with Kane under Mecca's wing, I think he's going to start to learn a lot more. He may surprise a few, including his family, and those who doubt him. But as it stands currently, even though they're back in business together, she clearly won't be able to trust him, so it's going to be a rocky relationship between Kane and Monet. But let's talk about secrets and the Tejada divide element, which comes through Lorenzo's character description, because he's going to find out that she's been keeping some secrets from him. One of Monet's secrets was that she was sleeping with Ramirez. The others that she knows is she knows who Tariq's father is and who Uncle Tommy is, and how Tariq killed his own father Ghost, because Tommy did mention the name of Ghost in front of Monet. Now would Lorenzo approve of working with Tariq if he knew about his history? And would Monet tell Lorenzo? I don't think so. And on top of all of this, what's going to make the situation a whole lot worse between Lorenzo and Monet is Mecca. He's going to be conveniently emerging in New York at the right time when Monet needs a new connect. We saw the introduction of Mecca in the teaser that Ghost Stars released on Instagram just this weekend gone, and even though he told Kane that he's heard of the name of Lorenzo, I don't think he's being completely truthful. It definitely sounded like there's some history there, and we'll find out when Monet and Mecca come face to face about what history there is. Besides him hitting licks with Big Guap, there was this interview that was released a few days ago where the actor who plays Mecca teased connections beyond the Tejadas and beyond Monet. And even though he said that Lorenzo doesn't know who Mecca is, I don't think they're being completely truthful. Lorenzo and Mecca look awfully similar, and I don't think it's just a coincidence. I do think there will be more connections and secrets that will be revealed as season 2 goes on. But what's Mecca's plan for Monet and the Tejadas? That's the question. And I'm sure his plan that he has for the Tejadas is going to be completely different to what Lorenzo has planned. And this is why I believe we'll see Lorenzo vs Mecca at some stage in Power Book 2 Ghost, if and when Lorenzo is released from prison. There is definitely going to be a conflict between the two. All of this what I've spoken about would really threaten to not only split the Tejada family in two, but also create a war, which they could be setting up going into season 3 of Ghost. We saw a shooting scene with Monet pulling a strap and protecting Zeke behind a dumpster in the Power Off season, and Mecca also firing off shots in the basketball court. But who could be firing at them? It could be what's left of the GTG, it could even be Lorenzo if he's released from prison by then, or it could be completely new enemies. Let's wait and see, but I do see Lorenzo and Mecca coming to blows at some point. But why would Monet risk everything that she's built with Lorenzo and her family for someone that she may have only just met? Because according to Monet's words in season 1, she needs Lorenzo, she needs him for protection, because she told Ramirez, you know what Lorenzo's name gets me in these streets, protection. But what happens if Mecca shows Monet that he can protect her more than Lorenzo can? Because there's some things that he can and can't do while he's sitting inside prison. He used to have Ramirez working for him, which gave their family some sort of protection in the streets because they had eyes and ears inside law enforcement, which of course came in use on more than one occasion when Ramirez helped Kane a few times in season 1. But if Monet decides to side with Mecca and take him up on his offer, what does he have planned for her and the Tejadas? How is she going to react if and when Lorenzo is released from prison? Because I highly doubt if Lorenzo is being released, he's going to announce it. It's going to be completely out of the blue, and it's going to be a huge surprise for everyone. And I do just want to stay with this Tejada split and divide, because I do feel Tariq could have a huge part to play in this, because she's going to pull a move to have Tariq under some sort of control, according to one of the teasers. And if Tariq wants to come out of under Monet's thumb, a Tejada split and divide would be perfect for Tariq. You could definitely see Tariq taking advantage of this whole situation. Could he be the one to reveal some secrets to Lorenzo, or possibly even sacrifice one of the Tejadas, such as Zeke perhaps? Because everybody knows that Zeke is Monet's weakness. Monet will want to protect Zeke at all costs, as we've seen a number of times during season 1, because he's a golden boy, he's the Tejada ticket out of the game, but working with Tariq is going to put Zeke in danger. We all saw the scene of him in a room with Detective Whitman on the case, and what if Zeke can't keep his mouth shut? In my predictions video that I released on Sunday, I said Monet will have a choice to make. She'll have some ethical dilemmas of her own. If Zeke is at the point of snitching, does it serve the Tejadas to get rid of him for the greater good? We've seen so many father and son killings and shootings in the Power universe now, honestly it wouldn't surprise me. And Mary J. Blige, who plays Monet, said that her character is going to be a real savage this season, and it does seem like she's going to step up. Hopefully she does, because Raquel Thomas really did steal the show in Power Book 3 Raising Kanan. She really showed how much of a dominant queenpin she was. She was a savage, a real devil, and I hope Monet can step it up this season too, because she just needs to bring that fear factor to her character. But this whole Jabari situation is going to complicate things for her. She's going to want Zeke far away from it as possible, and she'll be having Diana playing her position. Diana came back from Stansfield before with the information of how Tariq was selling at Stansfield, and I think she's going to send Diana to find out who killed Jabari, because she doesn't know. Tariq and Kane are going to keep this a secret from her. So we'll see Diana getting close to Tariq, and I think so close to the point where she really falls for him. And this could be the advantage that Tariq needs to use this against Monet, is how Tariq could possibly stay one step ahead of Monet. But we've seen her teaching Diana that she needs to look out for these signs with men in episode 2 of the first season. When they say certain things or give you a certain look, it means you can gain some sort of power and control over them, and this is what I think we'll see from Diana as well this season. But I really think Tariq can use this to his advantage. Now elsewhere with Lorenzo, I'm actually interested to see if Cristobal and Redmond is in prison with him. We know that Redmond is wearing the same coloured jumpsuit as him, so I do think he is, but we don't know whether Cristobal is. I don't think Cristobal is going to play a huge role in Power Book 2 Ghost. He may even be there just to reveal some secrets to Lorenzo about Tariq, for example who he really is and who his father was, and we may finally find out about whether Lorenzo knows Ghost or not. Tariq coming face to face with Lorenzo is something I definitely want to see, and I'm sure it's going to happen sooner or later, and there definitely will be questions from Lorenzo, so them coming face to face is something I'm looking forward to seeing, whether it happens this season or whether it happens in season 3. But that's just a breakdown of Monet and Lorenzo going into season 2 of Ghost and what we can expect from them together, their relationships, and this power struggle that we're gonna see going into the new season. Could we see Monet leaving Lorenzo and seeking this protection from Mecca instead? And how will Lorenzo react to Mecca trying to get control over his family? Drop all your thoughts down below in the comment section, and of course if you're new to the channel and you haven't done so already, then remember to smash the subscribe button if you want to see everything Power Book 2, Ghost, and Power Universe related. But as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.